If you have a brain, you definitely need to fast. Let's talk about why. Your brain loves ketones. And when you don't eat, your body is actually eating your own fat and it's converting it to ketones and it's feeding your brain. If your brain has a choice between glucose in the blood or ketones in the blood, which is a byproduct of fat, it will always go after the ketones over glucose. There's a lot of magical things that happen to your brain when you start fasting, especially when you do periodic prolonged fasting. You get neurogenesis. Now, what is that? That is the regrowing of neurons. And that's wild. You also get a spike in this protein, BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And that protein stimulates the regeneration of cells in your hippocampus. That's the area where you have like a relay between your database, like your memory database, and also it's involved in learning and many other things. Also, the regeneration of the cortex of the brain and the forebrain. I mean, only certain parts of your brain can be regenerated, and thank goodness we can regenerate these parts right here. So you have improved learning, improved memory, and alertness. You also have another interesting thing. You get a spike in plasticity. What the heck is plasticity? That has to do with your neurons connecting, adapting, and being more flexible and less rigid, which is actually a good thing. The other thing that happens is that your brain cells start resisting stress. It's called neuroprotection. So if there's some type of insult, whether it's a chemical like chemotherapy or whatever, your cells just start surviving better. You also get something called neuronal autophagy. Now, autophagy is the recycling of damaged proteins. But when you're fasting, the body is clearing out these damaged proteins out of the neurons in the brains. It gets rid of damaged mitochondria in the brain. So it actually makes your brain younger, which is very, very cool. And it helps your existing neurons survive better. Now, in our bodies, we have friendly bacteria and we have unfriendly bacteria. There's a friendly E. coli that we have that does not create any problem for us. And that E. coli helps to combat the unfriendly strain. And what's interesting is when you stop feeding these microbes, they actually can live 4 times longer than if you feed them. Go figure. Also, yeast survive twice as long when you put them on a fast. And so fasting is very beneficial for your brain. Before you go, if you have a question about a product, or you're new to keto and you want to know how to begin keto, or you're on keto and you need a debug because it's not going as smooth, I have a keto consultant standing by to help you. This is just for the people in the US. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to answer everyone's call, but I put the number down below so you can call and get some help.